obviously it's changed a lot. We've talked a little bit about how it's changed. Where can it go in the future? What does the future hold for something like a print magazine now in its current form?
I don't believe it's a binary decision between sort of print and digital. But then again, that just could be because of my age, really. I mean, I subscribe to a number of magazines and I enjoy reading magazines, and I hope it will always survive as a print magazine. Readers who are in their 40s and over, and I think that's what they want as well. I'm conscious that people in their 20s and 30s probably aren't in the same magazine buying habit, but I'm not sure that they form a significant part of this magazine's constituency anyway.
Where's your view on it, Emily?
I am of a generation where we don't tend to have much physical media or even like it because it's clutter. You know, if you can have it as a digital thing, then why wouldn't you? And that is kind of the mindset of my generation. However, Doctor Who magazine, I do see slightly differently. I still like to get a physical Doctor Who magazine, and I do think that a lot of other Doctor Who fans who are younger and of the kind of digital generation do still enjoy having physical media. They love, like, we love holding the Blu-ray box sets and having the DVDs and the books and everything as a physical product. And I'm not saying this is just unique to Doctor Who and Doctor Who fans, but it does tend to be something that younger Doctor Who fans do still enjoy. So I think, in short, I'm saying there is still hope. I think younger fans will still be invested in these physical products, and I could go to digital with Doctor Who magazine and not have the physical copy come through my door every month, but I love it, and I love holding it and flicking through it. So I think there is still a market for it, even if the general trend in magazines is kind of moving to digital. Doctor Who magazine is special.
Yeah, I think Emily's absolutely right there. Is in a similar way with music, whereas you can listen to anything virtually now on YouTube or Spotify or any of the streaming things. You will still get a big market for vinyl and a dedicated market for vinyl because people love a good quality physical product. In exactly the same way that Doctor Who magazine is a good quality physical product that people may have been collecting for years or maybe have only just discovered, but suddenly it's actually a physical presence. And the other physical Doctor Who media, like the Blu-rays, also sell extremely well at a time when, in general, the Blu-ray market and the DVD market is disappearing again because of streaming things like Netflix and Amazon Prime. So I think Doctor Who fans do like physical media, and I think it's hopeful for the future of the mag as a print publication still. Although, as Marcus said, we still do a digital edition as well for those who prefer to consume their media that way.
I think it's interesting because I work in print as well, and a lot of the mainstream businesses out there are now switching back to print. So it's an interesting switch. They were switching away 5-10 years ago, and they're now actually switching back in their droves. So actually the catalogues and brochures are actually coming back in trend. So I personally think there's a great future for print.
It's interesting. Print generally, the industry. It's an industry which is contracting and has contracted over the last decade or so. You only have to look at ABC figures generally for magazines and indeed newspapers. I think what's interesting is you do what's you find the unique selling point. You find the thing that only print can do. So this isn't just something that applies to Doctor Who magazine, but I think Doctor Who magazine is a good example. You focus on an audience that you already have and really make the most out of it. It's slightly counterintuitive, I think. I mean, this is my opinion, and others may disagree on this, but I think often in business, it's always talked about, expanding your market and your customer base and all of that. It's very, very hard to do that with print media at the moment. And actually, I think it's probably a far better approach to really consolidate what you've got and make sure you hold on to as many of those readers as you've got. The magazine I work on now, Inside Soap, has had a format which has been very rigid and very robust for a long, long time, and they will not change it, because any change potentially drives readers away, far more likely than it will attract new ones. I know this sounds a bit pessimistic and a bit sort of negative looking, but you have to be realistic about this in any business. So funnily enough, I think magazines like Inside Soap and Doctor Who magazine will at the end of the day be the last ones still standing, because they do have that fan support, and that is very, very loyal, and that's the most valuable thing you can have right now, loyalty.